Displacement. Displacement is a vector quantity. It has the magnitude and direction both. Displacement means a vector from initial to final position. It's simply a straight line and a vector starting from original point to the final point. Displacement can be positive, it can be negative, it can be zero because it is a vector. Suppose you start from your residence and you are going to your institute. Regularly with your motion, the displacement will go on increasing. And after the classes are over, you start returning back. When you start returning back, displacement will go on decreasing. When you reach the very starting point, it will be said that the whole path is closed and now the displacement has become zero. You might say in a closed path. What is closed path? When body returns to the initial point, it becomes a closed path. In closed path, the displacement will always be zero. Distance is always positive. If somebody is moving, some object is in motion, the distance can never be zero. If someone is walking, someone is moving, even you are having bike and you are going somewhere with the bike, your distance will always increase. Remember, when motion is taking place, distance can never decrease. You just choose those 2 points, say A and B. Between these 2 points, when the motion takes place, displacement can have only single value, whereas the distance can have so many values depending on the path of the motion. That means displacement is not going to depend on path. You see, you go by any path and you return to this point B. This path might be, you have come to this point, this one here. Path was in many parts, but overall journey stops at B and displacement would be known as AB. So between 2 points A and B, displacement is going to have only one value, whereas the distance can have so many values. Better to say distance is always path dependent, whereas the displacement will never depend on the path. You see, if you are going away, means you are having forward motion, displacement increases. You are having backward motion, means you start returning, the displacement will decrease. Now for a stationary object, if you try to plot a graph, you see time will always increase, but body is not moving, stationary. Displacement will be shown as shown over here. Now just look, have a glimpse over the comparison between distance and displacement. Choosing different parameters, we'll compare one by one. Definition, it is total path length, whereas it is the smallest distance between two positions, that is initial and final. Type of quantity, it's a scalar. Displacement vector. Can be negative. Distance, no. Displacement, yes, it is possible, it can have negative value. Then path dependence, I told you distance is path dependent, displacement not. Minimum value, with distance it can only be zero, and that too in the beginning. In fact, motion is taking place, that then it cannot be even zero also, whereas displacement can be zero, negative and positive as well. Then relation, the distance can never be less than the displacement. This is a point to remember. Displacement can be less or equal to distance. And regarding possible values, I told you displacement can have only one value, whereas distance can have many values. Finally, in continued motion, distance can never decrease. And in your vehicles, in your cars, four-wheelers, etc., there is odometer or odometer that reads the speed and as well as distance also. So it gives the reading of distance, not the displacement.